Good morning. Welcome to cold Winnipeg. Minus 8.6 Celsius. And there's a skiff of snow fell last night, so there's this light dusting of snow all over everything. At least there was no wind, so there's no drifting going on. Well, mind you, there wasn't much snow, that much snow that would cause a big problem anyway. It wouldn't be like a blizzard. Okay. I was just kind of doing stock of, taking stock of everything we had to put on here, the pieces that were just laying on the model table here. I'm looking at about, I think there's 6 pieces that are definitely going to be painted the 8082 that could be glued on. And then behind me on the shelf, there's probably more. So I think rather than getting into a whole bunch of talking about nothing, let's get the camera down here on the model table and see if we can get some more parts glued on. Yeah, this thing's starting to look more and more like it's supposed to look. I think that when it comes to painting it, I'm just going to maybe quickly airbrush the whole thing over, and then I'm going to see where is it that I wasn't able to, that the airbrush didn't get in easily, and then concentrate on that. Maybe you have to do just a little practicing a very, very light, you might call it spot spraying. At least that's what I'm calling it. Yeah, that, and because I do want to spray as much as I can. There's bound to be the odd piece that I'm gonna have to take a paintbrush to later, maybe. Now, on this, every once in a while, somebody will give me a comment about lighting, and I had concluded that I wasn't going to light the inside of this and have the portholes illuminated or anything like that. It might have made it more interesting, but. Yeah, I think the hangar bays lit up, that's going to be about as far as I'm going to go. And I've already, if you remember a few months ago, I ran the wires up through the bottom of the hull, and I've got them coming out to where I think they should be, it'll be easy to join onto wherever the lighting wiring is. So, yeah, I guess there's probably going to be, I'm guessing, a dozen LED light bulbs to try and get everything, all the little dark areas illuminated. Okay, let's recompose here. We're ready for Missy the dog. I didn't see the walkers and I didn't look, and I'm not going to bother looking. It's just too dark this time of the morning. It's just now starting to get light. I think that in all likelihood, officially the sun probably just rose. So, and being as it's so cloudy, you can see it's pretty dark out there. So, okay, let's get going. Now, yesterday, we were looking at these, if you remember. And on the top, it looked to me like something was supposed to plug into. At first, I thought it was supposed to go down into the deck, and there would be little holes down in the deck. But then, later, in editing, I realized that was a mistake. They're supposed to go like this. So this morning I'm thinking, okay, that means that when this piece, which goes approximately here, here we go again. Okay, they're supposed to go something like this. Okay. There, I believe that's it. Okay, I thought, okay, what's going to happen then is that this is going to plug into a little hole that will be in the bottom of this piece here, because this piece goes on like this. We'll do this one next. It seems that it doesn't matter which one we do next. We're going to risk breaking something off. However, if you look on the bottom of this, I was looking, there's no holes, and not only that, but it doesn't really line up. I gotta be careful not to push on the railing. This should almost lock into place. Yeah, it's. Let's just try this. Try this on this side here because I can hold it better. Well, it almost goes. Is there a hole? No, there's no holes here either. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I paged ahead, probably about 5 minutes ago. I paged ahead in the manual to see if I could see anywhere where it depicted what this was supposed to be going into. Yeah, it's just yeah. Unless this is supposed to represent some sort of a light, I should see if I can find photographs. That's. It seems to me I do recall seeing a photograph that showed these. I don't know if it actually showed the top or not, but yeah, we won't put these on right now anyway. We put them on after this piece is glued in place. So let's see if I can get this to fit. I know I had it once before. I think it was before I sprayed the island. It kind of, there, it's locked into place. I felt it go down. Okay, so the positioning pins have gone into the positioning holes. So now this is in the exact right place. Where is this going to come? Well, it almost fastens in, but not quite. Not quite. Okay, let's see if I can find a photograph just for the fun of it. I want to go do some editing anyway, so. Now, I am not going to reshoot that scene, but I just realized when I went to turn my camera off that I had forgotten to zoom in when I was doing this. And we could have seen things just a little bit clearer had I gone like that. Yeah, I'm losing my touch here, aren't I? Okay, we're going to have to take this part back off anyway to get the glue underneath there. Now, if there was going to be any kind of holes at all, they would be just right on those corners that we're looking at. And there is absolutely nothing there. Okay, well, as long as we got this off, we may as well. Yeah, these two pegs here go in those two holes, obviously. Here we go. We are down. I suppose in an emergency a person could break it loose. I'm noticing that it does not appear to be the platform here is not covering over the edge like I thought it should. Like you'd see there's a bit of a, doesn't quite fit too good, so it could be that when I glued this part that I'm touching right now onto the deck part, I might not have got it on as straight as I could have or should have. But okay. Now, as for these pillars, I did find a drawing in the manual. Let's see, let's check my monitor, make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, we're just going to have to lay it on here as best we can. We'll let gravity be our friend. I'll probably have to reposition a little bit here. And then we'll just sort of put a glob of glue here, 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 and here. I wonder if there's anything on the deck that this whole thing is going to mount in, that this bottom of this post sticks into. As near as I can tell, all this is just a supporting post to hold these platforms up. All of this stuff that we're working on now goes to the stern. This is the bridge. Now, I was noticing that it is possible, the way they've got this positioning thingy. Maybe I should reposition here with the camera. It looks like it would be possible to get this on the wrong way. Yeah. Let me just reposition here. The reason I'm taking this shot is just that you can see you might call it the immensity of this model. Okay, that is the wrong way, but it is possible to put it on the wrong way. I would have thought that Trumpeter would have designed this piece right here so that it accommodated this little area right here, and you couldn't possibly do it wrong, but they didn't. Anyway, this is the way it goes. Okay, it's locked into place there. Now, if you will notice here, here's something to point with. There are no holes in the deck for these posts to mount into. Okay, now if we take a look at this drawing right here, in this area right here where it shows this part close up, sort of close up, maybe I'll put the macro lens on, and then we can actually see, what Trumpeter has in mind here. I know I'm beating this to death, aren't I? Now, I just had a thought here while I was trying to set this up and get everything all focused nice and sharp for you. I am wondering, this part on the top, it just does not make sense. And I'm wondering, is it possible that on the other kits, I think you can also get this same kit in the Yorktown and maybe even in the Hornet from Trumpeter? I'm not sure. I know that they make one other kit. I think it's the Yorktown. In fact, I think on this one, parts of some of the plastic parts have Yorktown printed on them. Because this just doesn't look right. Now, it's not a big deal. Nobody's going to notice. It's just that it has me puzzled. And you can see here that it doesn't line up with anything. And so those of you who do have the other kit, maybe this bridge area or whatever you want to call it, it's not really a flying bridge, but it's sort of a I don't know what you call it. Anyway, this platform, it could be different on the other kits. That's my thinking right now. Okay, like I said, I'm beating this to death. Let's not talk any more about it. Okay, now this does not seem to be fitting too good. Apparently this piece is a little bit too far that way. I might have to just push stop here and it almost goes. It almost goes. I don't want to force anything and break any railings off. Okay, this one is in, but this one just doesn't seem to want to go. Oh, there it went. It's down. Could maybe go in just a little bit here. Gotta be careful where I push. Yeah, I think that's basically it. The bulkhead seems to be bowed a little bit. I can get it if I get it in right here. Oh, there. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. I don't think it matters which one of these we take. They're both the same. One goes on this side and the other goes on the other side. I want to get enough on there that we have melding going on. Okay, I'm just going to tip this up so I can eyeball along this way and make sure that it's not drooping. I think that's pretty good. Suppose I could have laid it over on that side too. It would have been the same thing. Okay, I was talking to Max a little while ago, and something came up over at his house, and it works out that there's going to be no Missy the dog here today. But he says he will be coming over tomorrow. All being well, of course. Okay, well, this little part dries here and gets a little bit of strength involved. I think I'm going to go do some editing. Now, this piece that we put on, we do have to put a railing. I believe it's this one right here. Yeah, get it turned around here. Oops, careful, Ron. Yeah, we've got a railing that has to go on right there. Something like that. All right, let's not worry about that. We're going to probably do that last or near the end. Yeah, once this gets itself a little bit more, well, I guess I could almost do it now. Take this and turn it around. Lay it over on its side. I don't think it's going to bend anything. Oh, I better wait. Now, we do have this part here to go on. So, and it, as near as I can tell, it goes in. Oh, it goes over here. Yeah. Well, I better put it down here before I break it. Okay, I'm gonna go do some editing. We'll be back here probably in about an hour. Okay, more like an hour and a half. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned it or if I only thought about mentioning it, but I kind of lost, maybe lost isn't the word to use, but I took out a fair amount of time earlier this morning and I rigged up a monitor inside my bike box, similar to what I had last year for the Rebel. Now I can keep track of the temperature and the battery voltage, just to make sure that the battery tender that I hooked up this morning is still working. Otherwise, when it gets really cold and the battery is discharging, and I think it slowly does discharge on that bike. I think the computer is always running, kind of like the newer cars. And if the battery freezes, I remember when JR dropped off the bike, he said that's an expensive battery to replace. So we don't want to have to replace it if we don't have to. So anyway, I'm going to have to call her quits here for today, or I want to call her quits for today. I guess I could keep going a little bit more, but it's always tomorrow, right? Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.